From trying to be an asshole, which isn't really hard to do to be honest, to text messaging and being the strongest. Hello, Magi here, and welcome back to another episode of Top 5 Touhou Doujin Works. The series where I look over Touhou Doujin work I or you guys have noticed throughout the week and had the need to tell you guys about it. So without further ado, let's begin the Top 5 Touhou Doujin Works number 23. Number 5. Strange question, but have you ever been attacked for absolutely no reason? Like you're just minding your own business, doing something you like, and some random asshole just attacks you. It's happened a lot in my life, but again, that was back in WoW, so not the worst thing. Unless they were attacking my alt. Then I get pissed. Anyway, it seems like this gal here can share in my sentiments. Hello, I'm here, created by Draw, begins with Nazarene and Shimumaru talking to one another. Later on, they meet with Seija with her foot on top of Sho's ass. While Seija is trying to be a jerk, Sho was a dumbass at that point, so I don't feel sorry for her at that point. But because of Sho's position, it looks like Seija really wants to fuck with Sho. While the pranks are minuscule, add them all up and it'll tire someone eventually. Let's just say while you can mess with Sho with little consequences, start dissing her homies and you're going to be in for it. Number 4. There's a good old saying that curiosity killed the cat. While it sucks that the cat died, this girl clearly doesn't give a fuck about that. Burning Curiosity, created by Fuente, features Kozuzu. I think this might be my first time featuring her in this series, but I could be wrong. Anyway, it starts with Marissa and Kozuzu chilling at Suzerain when Marissa makes a suggestion that Kozuzu should make a book. Thinking it's a great idea, Kozuzu runs with that. Now, Kozuzu wants to create a Yomo book that will bring fear and terror into Gensokyo. Yeah, don't ask me why, I don't understand how her bloody brain works. She soon meets with Mamizo and the Tanuki helps Kozuzu with her quest. Only because she thinks Kozuzu is the real danger to the weaker yokai. Mamizo ain't exactly wrong here. Anyway, it's a fun read with Kozuzu trying to find that fear and terror and instilling it into her book. If you want real terror, meet up with Daiose from the Busy Person series. At that point, you might regret doing this, or enjoy it, depending on how insane you fucking are. Number 3. Now take one puppeteer, add one greedy magician, and what do you get? A business. Yeah, trust me, I was not ready for that. But it works. Sorta. This work is called Arc in Seal, Courtier of the Force of Magic, created by Kozu. Suggested by Rick Malinger, I think? So the story starts off with Marissa and Alice opening up their shop. Pretty soon they have clients, Rumelia and Sakya. Let's just say Alice was not ready for this shit. Anyway, they have to make a dress for both Rumelia and Flandre. The kicker is that the dress needs to be done by tomorrow evening. That's one hell of a deadline. And back at the SDM, it seems like Rumelia and Flandre are having an argument and none are backing down. Ah, sibling quarrels. I know that way too well. This is a simple work involving Alice dealing with the dress crisis, but at the same time putting her all into another person's dress, especially when she hasn't seen the said person. Which I have to admit, it's pretty impressive, considering the short amount of time she had to begin with. If you ever need some clothes made, you know who to call for. Number 2. I'm going to go off on a limb and say everyone who has watched my video has texted in some form or fashion. And if you've never texted anyone before, then I don't even know what the fuck to say at that point. You God Mail, created by Ryo Morogami, suggested by Satori Ishii, is a story that involves text messages. Simple at first, but things get a little more complicated. For one, this story takes place in both Gensokyo and the outside world. So Sanae gains a phone due to Suiko finding it. In the next page of the story, we learn that Maribel had been in Gensokyo while she was dreaming and had dropped her phone. From there, we get a 4-koma style work involving Sanae and the girls of Gensokyo messing around with the cell phone. And aside from that, we see some text messages going back and forth between Renko and Sanae. And even Renko is a little wacky here in terms of behavior. This one is a cool work on how the author tried to bridge Gensokyo and the outside world with a cell phone, involving the best candidate for it, aka Sane for Gensokyo's side. While the idea is cool, I highly doubt reception would have been that good to begin with, but oh well. Number 1. When it comes to doujin works, there are a lot of genres: romance, action, comedy, and all that good jazz. And then there's those types when you see the author's names, you're like, bloody fuck, time for my emotions to be destroyed again. Because Chiruno-chan is the strongest, created by Atsuki Do, suggested by Chris Haddock, is a work that focuses on the first time Chiruno met with Dayusei. It starts off sweet and simple with the two of them getting acquainted and having a fun time with each other. Soon after, Chiruno takes Dayusei out to meet with Letty. Let's just say that first impressions weren't the best. Unfortunately, when it comes to this author, nothing good ever lasts, as we soon see Chiruno getting weaker and weaker. It's explained by Letty that Dayusei is the one causing Chiruno to suffer. I'll just leave it at that so you can continue to read it yourself. Trust me, as emotional as this may be, it's definitely a good work, that's for sure. Thanks, Atsuki, you fucking asshole. You make a good moment, and you destroy it soon after. Just to note, I do have to put some warning for this work. There's nudity and some gore, so just be wary. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. Which doujin work are you going to check out after? Are you curious to see how Kozuzu acts while trying to get material for her book? Would you like to see some text message sent back and forth between Gensokyo and the outside world? And are you curious as to know why Chiruno is considered the strongest as mentioned in Atsuki's title? If you guys enjoyed this episode, please give it a like and subscribe, or else Seija might start fucking with me. And if she does, so help me, I won't beat the shit out of her. Either way, this is Magi, and thanks again for watching.